backed by his new attorneys from the Los Angeles Innocence Project. Scott Peterson is making his case to get out of jail and be cleared of the murders of his wife and unborn son. The Modesto man appeared before a San Mateo County judge back in March, claiming that Modesto police improperly withheld some materials from the defense and disregarded another crime that may be tied to the killings. Laura Yaretzian, one of Scott Peterson's former attorneys, with me now live to talk about how evidence of that crime may be key to Scott's freedom. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Sansiri. It's a pleasure to be on with you again.
Yes. Laura, one major piece of evidence under consideration today is a mattress that we talked about the last time we visited. Remind everybody, what is the deal with this mattress and why could it be significant in proving Scott's innocence, something that you've always believed in?
This is a mattress that was inside an orange van that was set on fire the morning after Laci Peterson's disappearance on December 25. And some witnesses had actually talked about a woman being forced into a van, and just seemed to have matched the description of that van. And the coincidence that it had been set on fire the morning after her disappearance. And there's the mattress itself has bloodstains on it. And that is what's going to be tested. Pieces of cloth from the mattress are going to be tested. Also, from what I understand, they're asking that a cloth that was in the fuel tank also be tested. There's also another number of items that are, I believe, a small fuel container that's going to be tested. All of these, they believe, have some DNA on them. And the argument that the defense has made is these are DNA that are information or items that need to be tested that are very much material to the issue of the identity of the perpetrators of the crime. So it goes to the heart of the matter.
Okay, so prosecutors have said that they've already tested lots of items for DNA in this case, so this is unnecessary. Everybody kind of knows about DNA, but the kind of test the defense has requested has been referred to as a special kind of DNA. Are they doing something different than what we normally think about when we think about DNA testing?
Well, I mean, there's been advances in technology, and the defense has the right to take advantage of that. The prosecution is talking about having tested items. There was only one item, a small piece of cloth from the mattress was tested many years ago. Things have changed. Technology is advanced. We've got a man who's been in custody for over 20 years and has maintained his innocence. There's plenty of evidence that seem to point that he is not guilty of this crime. The defense is entitled, as part of the writ of habeas process, to get items tested, especially if they are material to the identity of the perpetrators in this case. So I'm not even sure why the prosecution is complaining. Don't we all want the truth to come out? And the Los Angeles Innocence Project is paying for this. It's not like the courts are going to be paying for it. They've got a federal grant. So it's not even going to cost money. It would make no sense for the court to deny this, in other words.
Okay. Now, the Stanislaus County District Attorney's Office is opposing this motion for new testing, saying that there was, quote, overwhelming circumstantial evidence proving his guilt back in 2004. Was it really overwhelming, in your opinion?
Oh, you have to know my opinion. I don't think it was overwhelming. I think he was tried and convicted before he stepped foot into that courtroom for trial. I think we had a jury that had made up its mind, at least most of the members of that jury had made up their minds before they went into the room to deliberate about the case. The evidence was circumstantial, yes, but there was no forensic evidence whatsoever connecting Scott Peterson to the crime. The idea that Scott Peterson had, based on what at least the prosecution was saying, had murdered his wife and then put her body into his van. And this is all in broad daylight, mind you, drives to his warehouse, spends an hour putting together assembling some kind of a tool, then surfs on the net. It just works, and then puts her body into a boat, and again, in broad daylight, drives to the Berkeley Marina, and in broad daylight, puts that heavy body inside a small fishing boat, and then dumps it into the bay. That whole idea, yes, I know the jury wanted to believe it and believed it, but now that there's plenty of information, at least in the paperwork and documents that have been filed by the defense in this case, pointing the finger at other individuals, other potential perpetrators, especially, I think it's pretty evident at this point, there's a lot of suspicion around the burglars involved at the Medina's home that's right across the street. And we know we've got plenty of evidence at this point that that burglary happened the morning of Laci's disappearance. And the idea that she had confronted them and they'd abducted her is not far-fetched at all. There's even information that someone had called an inmate and had mentioned it. There's a confession about that at this point. So there's plenty of exonerating evidence. And I know the prosecution is going to make the argument. Sometimes, though, I think ethically it's time to say, fine, go ahead, do your DNA testing. What are they worried about? If they're so sure about their case, if they're so confident about their case, they shouldn't be opposing this.
And before we run out of time, I just want to ask you, this is supposed to be a day-long hearing. Now, if the judge does not go for this new DNA testing, does Scott have any other recourse, any other avenues to attempt to prove his freedom if he can't get this DNA tested?
I would be surprised if the court doesn't allow the DNA testing. But assuming the worst case scenario that the court denies it, then Scott continues. He also has a discovery motion. So we've got one more hearing that we're all waiting on. So that's another avenue. And of course, continuing his investigation and making all the arguments he can in his writ of habeas corpus, including the most recent hearing that he had on jury misconduct.
All righty. Thank you so much, Laura. We always appreciate your insight into this case, and everybody's going to be watching to see what happens after this day-long hearing. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.